So guys, deer sighting at the beautiful grassland. When it gets dark, आधे घंटे के अंदर these deers that you saw grazing approximately 150 to 200 meters away from the road, they will actually come right next to the road. So in my previous vlog, you probably saw them right at the road. देखा?
कितना गंदा डियर है।
यहाँ से देख और डियर ये इतने सारे हैं यहाँ पे।
पापा वो देखो।
हाँ ये। And now we are driving through the Sitabani jungle. Well, there's a peculiar difference between the jungle and Mohan in here. Although traffic's on both the roads, but the jungle of Sitabani is more beautiful. I don't know, I mean, I find it more beautiful than any other jungles in Corbett. Sitabani, it's much denser than most of the jungles that you see around Corbett, as in what we term as the buffer zone, where you can drive yourself. So this is the most dense and the most beautiful jungles that I've witnessed in this area. 24th ko Wayanad district in Kerala, woman was mauled and killed by a tiger. So the state government has declared it as an established man-eater and has given the orders to shoot that particular cat. Of course, there has been a lot of controversy and a lot of debate around it, but the latest news that I read in the morning was that the shootout orders have already been given out for that tiger, and pig shikaris are on the way to go and hunt that cat. So these issues are always debatable, because if you look at Jim Corbett, for a tiger, especially for a tiger, not about a leopard, shootout orders given in the rarest of the rarest situations. Abhi, I'm not pretty sure how many human beings that particular animal has killed, the one in Wayanad, because we just heard in the news that it had mauled a woman to death on the 24th of January. And the news also read that there were other people who were also attacked by the man-eater. They were mentioning about the kill. So if it's one-odd situation, then I think it's a very harsh orders given against the tiger. And the fact is, the kill happened on the 24th and today is the 27th. So I don't know, I mean, they should give substantial time to take the cat alive in case if it's proving to be a threat to the people. I don't know, I mean, there are many experts on this, but you cannot overlook one thing, and that is whether the kill has happened in the jungle or has the tiger loitered into the habitation and has killed the woman around the village. Because many a time it happens that these villagers, especially this tribal women who live in the jungle and off the jungle, they probably go into the core areas to graze their livestock, or to cut grass for their livestock, or to even cut long branches or collect woods to cook. That these kind of encounters, they do happen. For example, last month, but in the past couple of months, this area, Jim Corbett, has experienced multiple such events. The one that happened in Hikoli, or the one that happened in Ragoda, or the one that happened in Okhaldunga, or the one that happened in Kiari, or the one that happened in Dhela. You can name a few more. In all these instances, these villagers had actually gone into the village to either cut grass, collect wood, or to fill water off the spring water source, where they had this tragic encounter with the tiger, and they had to give their lives up. So it is very difficult to comment without knowing all the facts, whether I mean, what kind of kills were they. So if in case it was a one-odd kill that happened out of a sudden encounter of the tiger with a human being, and if they're claiming it to be established man-eater basis on those facts, then it's a little harsh on the tiger. But if it has a history of actually killing people for meat, coming around the habitation, for example, I mean, that woman was a tribal woman, so I'm assuming that they lived in the forest and lived off it. So if this tiger has a habit of stalking these people, killing them, eating them, and if it's happening on a very regular basis, given the condition that the forest department has actually gone ahead and tried their best actually to catch this animal alive and have failed in that endeavor, and if the killings still continue, and if thereafter shooting orders are being given, then that's a little bit justified. You've got to be a little cautious in front of the tiger. It's rare. The government's doing everything to ensure that they grow, and of course it's a national animal. But at the same time, from a humane point of view, we cannot overlook the fact, that a human life has been claimed, and people make comments stating that, these are people who are living in the jungle, so they are in the tiger's area. But consider the fact they're tribals. For generations, they have actually lived there, and considering the conditions that actually do prevail in these neck of the woods, especially here as well, in these buffer areas. I mean, if you empathize a bit with these people, try to put yourself in their shoes and think of spending life with your family in these forests, in these conditions for about a year, then I'm pretty sure that your... Oh my god, somebody's parked there. Is there something there? Let's see. So even your mindset about these people and the kind of lives that they spend here would actually change. But I will try to be on top of that particular news and see, what it actually yields to. So the jungle is a bit misty. In fact, it was a bit foggy in the morning in Sitapani. Now there's another funny thing. These bikers that you see plying on these roads, of course they're taking a big risk going through this buffer zone with the existence of tiger, leopards and elephants. And elephants in abundance. People say we shouldn't honk in the jungle. But I see a lot of these bikers, they're constantly honking when they're going, passing by. When I asked somebody this question, he gave me a very simple answer. In these roads that aren't really straight, they twist and twine, there's always a possibility of a sudden encounter with one of these animals. So rather than these animals taking these bikers by surprise, they blow a lot of horns, especially around the corners, in order to let these animals know in case if they are in those corners about their existence. So what it really does is it kind of make them conscious, and it reduces a chance of a sudden attack. So as people, who are actually enjoying nature, enjoying the forest, or looking for a slightest opportunity to encounter one of these animals, it might be very irritating for us, people blowing horns. But then, we come here once in a blue moon, but these people are traveling here day in and out, taking a lot of risk traveling in these two-wheelers, and that's the key reason why they have to actually honk so much. I know, getting dark. 27th of Jan, 5:45, not even 6, and dusk has fallen. So probably after a month when we come here, it's going to be white, right, during this time of the day. So now we are going through this road. If you've seen my vlogs that were published in June or July of last year, we saw a lot of encounters with elephants on the road. So there's this particular road in which we've been able to sight those elephants 3 out of 3 times consecutively on a drive. Once there was a lone tusker, and then we had a pair, a tusker and a female, and then we had a female grazing just on the edge of the road. So this area is also known for the elephants. There's an elephant that was very active last year on this particular road. I guess one of its tusk is broken, so people call it, you know, a dead dati or 1.5 tusk guy. Now that lad was a bit of a trouble here for people. It had a history of attacking vehicles. So that's what they told me last year when we came here, and that was to be a little careful, you know, if you encompass, you know, a sudden encounter with that particular elephant. It kind of gets irritated on vehicles. So upon asking villagers, I learned why it actually used to get so agitated. In the past 1.5 years, there has been a lot of trucks that have started plying on this road carrying construction material, because in areas in a radius of 15 or 20 kilometers from here, a lot of resorts are being constructed. So one of the villages, a few of them said that there may be a possibility that it lost one of its tusks because of an accident with one of these trucks. Few people said that, you know, people who come and visit these places, they are a bit of, you know, they're kind of reckless, especially in the evening when they have a couple of drinks and they decide to, you know, go out on a night drive. So there may be a possibility, and this was recorded, that, you know, recorded in the books of the forest, not recorded on camera, that one such group of people tried to agitate this elephant, and the elephant actually attacked them, and the forest team had to be called. So I'm not going to give any advice, but, you know, this is what I do. I kind of try and give the animal its own space. So guys, the managing tiger that we were talking about in this story was killed a couple of days after it did its last kill of the tribal woman. The corpse of that particular animal was taken for an autopsy, and post the post-mortem, it was actually that particular tiger that had killed the woman, because inside his stomach were you know, some remains of cloth and jewelry that they found. And then they tried to determine the reason of the death. So there were some deep wounds found on the body of that particular tiger that had been inflicted by a territorial fight with another tiger. So Balon and Sita Bani, I hope you did like the vlog. आशा करता हूँ आपको पसंद आया होगा. Please do like, share and subscribe. And if you're new to this channel, do subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you can see a bit more of jungle that we would try to show to you time and again. So wow, this is beautiful. So from the beautiful Balon village in Sitapani in the Jim Corbett National Park, I bring this vlog to a close. I hope you liked it. Do stay tuned for more. Have a wonderful day, evening, or whatever it is at your place, or the time of the day you're watching it. I wish you and your family well. Bye-bye.